Hey, how's it going? It's Sam Frost here, and in today's video I want to talk about an issue I'm seeing more and more with respect to Facebook. It is a really critical issue you need to be aware of, and that is that Facebook at the moment is having a huge number of issues with hacks or hacking attempts within the platform, where basically bad actors, bad people are trying to get hold of business owners' Facebook pages and even ad accounts and kind of hijack them. And Facebook itself, Meta, the parent company, doesn't really seem to be doing much to try and stop this. So what I've noticed with a lot of my clients and pages that I run for my own personal interest or parts of my business are getting tons and tons of these messages come through. There's various different ones, and I'll cover a few of the common themes or message types that I'm seeing in this video. But basically what's happening is these messages are coming through that are trying to pass themselves off as official messages from Facebook or Meta, or official complaints from real-world customers, trying to get you to do things like click on a link that will go and ask you to enter your login details to Facebook, or ask you to download some kind of file that winds up installing like a Trojan or a hacked piece of software on your computer. And this is just really ramping up in terms of frequency. This kind of scam or attack has happened in the past, and it's the kind of thing you might more frequently associate with things like internet banking. So if you work in like a company that's got decent internet security, for example, you probably get training policies from the IT team or the security team, or you might have even done this yourself as a business owner, or you've probably just come across it in the news. People are being hacked when they get an email that looks like it's coming from their bank or their credit card company, telling them to go click on a link because you've violated a term of service, or you've been accused of fraud, or whatever the case may be. The whole idea is to try and kind of shock you into doing something, or just trick you into doing something. Even down to things like nefarious actors sending fake invoices and getting accounts payable teams to pay them. That wider sort of phishing attempt is what this falls under. But this is specifically about trying to get you to give up access to your Facebook page or your Facebook ad account or your business manager, or pretty much all of those related properties, with a view of locking you out and using your ad account, if one exists, to run ads at your expense for all sorts of dodgy products before you might twig onto that and cancel your credit card or shut the ad account down. And I've actually had this happen to me in a sort of slightly different context, where a client managed to have their own login hacked, but because they were a user on the business account, the ad account was then able to be used for this kind of fake spam advertising that was coming out of Vietnam, of all places, advertising basically like a rip-off AliExpress type site. And it was only because we suddenly noticed a whole lot of additional ad spend when there wasn't supposed to be any campaigns running that we kind of picked up on it pretty quickly. And it was still a bit of a process to get the ad spend refunded and all those kind of things. So what you want to be wary of is any message that comes through to your Facebook page, and it could also come to your Instagram profile for your business. And the same thing can apply to other social platforms as well, but it's specifically Facebook where I'm seeing really frequent issues here. And you'll get a message that usually has one of the following kind of themes. The most common one I'm seeing is something that passes itself off as like Meta Business Support, or Meta Business Help, or Meta Official, or anything like that, or Facebook Business Support. And it will look like an official kind of Facebook representative or company name. And then what they'll be trying to do is send you usually a message that says you've broken a rule or violated the terms of service or done something you shouldn't do with your Facebook page or ad account, and the only way to fix it is to click on this link. And what happens when you click on that link is it's going to take you off to a page that basically asks you to put your login details in. And once you put your login details in, which is ostensibly meant to be so that you can verify you are who you say you are, your login details are taken, and you might quickly find yourself having someone else log into your account. You get booted out, they change the password, and it can be a right nightmare to sort this kind of thing out, or they get access to your business manager and start spending money on your credit card. Now, what you'll tend to find with these spam or scam messages that are trying to phish your Facebook login details for your business, or even for your personal account, is that when they're passing themselves off as being Meta Business Support or Meta Business Help or anything like that, it kind of looks genuine, but when you dig a bit deeper into the page that's actually sending you the message through your Facebook page message system, or it's often tagging, you'll see like tags and posts. So Meta Business Support has tagged you in this post. If you look at the page itself, you'll see it's not been around for very long. You can even see things like where different character sets are used within the page name. So I've seen one recently that's a large number of my clients actually all got hit with it once, where it was called Meta Business Support was the page name that was sending this message, and the letter A in Meta was actually in a slightly different character set. You could see it if you look closely enough. It's just one of those giveaway signs to look out for, and the wording is not really necessarily done particularly well either. You'll often see that the wording in the messages is a bit awkward, it's a bit odd, but still the whole idea is I've sent out enough of these messages, someone's going to click on the link because they think, oh wow, I must have broken one of Facebook's rules or Facebook's terms of service. Maybe you, like me, and you've been banned from advertising on Facebook in the past and you're a bit sensitive to that, and you feel like you should go and click on it, but the main thing is not to. The other theme I'm seeing that's becoming quite common in the last week or so as well is getting these messages through your Facebook page that claim to be from customers saying, I've had an issue with your product, or I've had an issue with your service, or my order's never shown up. And what they'll have is a link to what claims to be a photo or a video of the product. A really common way it's phrased is, I received your product and it arrived damaged. Click here to see the evidence. And what you'll actually see is that the file is usually a zip file or a RAR file or some other kind of executable file, not necessarily an image or a video. So a file type you wouldn't normally associate with an image. And the whole idea is to get you to click on that and open the folder up, and then that will run some kind of Trojan or software that can potentially take not only your Facebook details, but could take other things like your internet banking details or your credit card details or anything like that. So long story short, you really need to be switched on to these kind of scams. My key bits of advice are really these. Firstly, if Facebook or Meta does have an issue with something you've done, so they think you've broken a rule or a term of service, take it from someone who's had all sorts of erroneous bans and problems in the past. And you can go look through my past video history or content history for evidence of this. As a rule, they won't contact you via the message system on your Facebook page or tag you in a post or even email you. The other scam that's going around is these emails that you'll get. If you look at the sender details, they'll come from like a slightly different domain like facebookcom.com or something along those lines. So be wary of that more conventional email-based phishing as well. What they'll do if you break a rule is you'll go to log into your Facebook Ads Manager and you won't be able to proceed. You'll get some sort of pop over on the screen that says, you're currently restricted from advertising, and the only thing you're able to do is look at the data that's there. You can't action anything, you can't do anything. Or if your page gets restricted, you'll just get a warning or a notification appear on screen within the app, not via a message or anything like that. Facebook's system basically just bans you and restricts you from going further. The other thing to really be aware of is things like, looking for awkward wording or messaging or anything like that. It's often indicative, if the grammar and spelling's not good, that it's some kind of spam, they're just playing a numbers game. The other thing to look out for as well is what the action is. So anything that involves clicking on a link, just like with your internet banking or your credit card login for your American Express or Visa or whatever you use, anything that involves asking you to click on a link should be avoided like the plague. Anything that asks you to download a file should be avoided as well. Because what happens is if you get your Facebook account hacked, if you get your Facebook profile hacked, if you get your ad account hacked and money spent on it, it may be next to impossible to actually recover your personal profile or your business page. And that's probably the worst way to go out. It's one thing to have a Facebook profile for your business that doesn't necessarily deliver you a lot in terms of leads and sales. It's another thing altogether to invest time and money and effort into your Facebook activity or your Meta activity if you're counting Instagram as well. Wind up getting hacked and then find that not only can you not use your page anymore, it's being used to advertise adult products or dodgy software or something like that, and it's actually potentially a reputational problem and a financial problem if your credit card's associated with the ad account as well. So be very, very careful with this. Basically, if you get any kind of suspicion or inkling that the link you're being asked to click on or the file you're being asked to download on Facebook or Instagram or any Meta platform is not legit, just avoid it. If Facebook's got a problem with you, trust me, you'll know about it because you'll go to do something like create a post or go live or run an ad and you won't be able to proceed. And you probably won't be able to get any help anyway. But if you do get hacked, it could be really problematic for your business. The other thing to make sure you look to do is try to have a proper business manager set up in place with at least other users within your business or people you really trust potentially if you are a solo operator, having some level of access to be able to remove bad actors or at least get you back into the system. But I'll talk about that in another video. If you've got any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.